Hi everyone, once again live from the Data Innovation Summit 10th edition here, day 2 in the morning. I am very happy to be standing here with David Pontoppidan, who is coming from SAP. Welcome David, it's our pleasure to have you here with us.
Thank you so much, I'm super excited to be at this amazing conference.
Thank you very much. We're very happy to have David as one of our keynote speakers here at day 2. And David, can you share with us how does it feel to be presenting in front of such a big crowd that works in data analytics and AI?
Well, I just came off the stage literally now, and I just have to tell you, I'm pumped up by how well it was received, how engaged everyone is, and just how many people that are here from different areas of working with data and data strategy, which is completely important if we're going to succeed at scale with artificial intelligence in business.
Thank you very much. We're very happy that you're enjoying it so far. I would like to ask you regarding your talk here at the summit. Your session challenges businesses to move beyond just analytics and tap into the full potential of data. So can you elaborate a little bit more on this? And what is one takeaway that you want attendees to walk away from your session?
Yeah. Absolutely. So we're used to dealing with data, but the problem is data can have so many truths across an organization. And oftentimes those truths lack a common semantic meaning. So distributor or supplier or producer, those can be 3 words for the same thing in a business. But the business doesn't necessarily know that. So once we can enforce a common semantic truth across, then we can speak the same language as an organization. But that's actually not enough, because the same language can be received differently, just like an email or a phone call or a conversation like we're having can be received differently. So we need to map out the symbolic relationships between these different objects in our semantic data layer in order to truly automate at scale. And that's where agentic AI moves from politics and into actual enterprise AI, where you can scale it, and you can scale it to an achievable and desirable outcome.
Thank you for that answer. And I also want to ask you, you also emphasize that AI is a data game and that businesses are moving at multiple speeds. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts on how would you advise organizations to manage this complexity and get the most value out of their data?
Absolutely a wonderful question. First off, it is a data game, so you want to make sure you're playing by the same rules. Everybody understands the game that we're in and the importance of data in order to win that game. And so that's the primary thing that we need to achieve. Now, secondly, that requires us to work together in different ways than we're doing today. So at a technical level, we can resolve it, but it comes to life in the organization through adoption. That means 2 things. One is embracing uncertainty. The second is embracing different skill sets. So we're used to this already in IT. We've got things like DevOps or DevSecOps. The next stage of that's got to be DevSecBizOps. We've got to include business into the conversation for a much tighter coupling in order to drive that contextual automation at scale where it actually makes sense and you are putting intelligence into every one of your edge cases that you're trying to automate.
Thank you for sharing that insights with us, David. You've been vocal about the risks of so-called artificial ignorance. And chasing all of the hype around AI. What's the first step, in your opinion, that businesses should take to focus on real AI outcomes?
Yes, I always say that if you are tired of the hype, even if you are sick of it, that's really important and it's really good because it means you've taken the first threshold to step over the threshold to actually discover what do I need to change in order to make it better. And what's so important in that aspect is that when you're working with artificial intelligence, those models are going to optimize for outcome, which means if that outcome isn't explicitly defined, but it's assumed because we don't have data or data relationships under control, then that outcome might become unethical. It might become biased. It might become insecure. So if you're trying to build all of this yourself, you've got to take so many different things into account that you don't have to take into account if you focus instead on how do I get my data flows right, how do I get my data strategy correct, what are the strategic vendors that I need to cooperate with here, and then how do I need to define the organizational guardrails at a broad level, and then integrate together with those of us who are working day to day in the enterprise space to make this succeed. I very much see this as an area where we need to work together closely with customers and work together closely with our competitors to ensure that we can achieve this adoption at scale and that same semantic truth and symbolic truth across the entire organization.
Thank you for sharing that as well, David, with us and whoever is listening to us. I would also like to touch upon some challenges or barriers that organizations might face. So the idea of businesses being heroes in their own story is a very interesting analogy that you have used before. So what would be some challenges that you think are common when it comes to getting the most value out of data and AI for organizations?
Yeah, you have to embrace uncertainty. That's the primary
yes.
step. You have to learn how to embrace uncertainty because we're working with a fluid technology here, and there's a person called Ethan Mollick. He's a very respected researcher in this space. He said, if we paused all AI development today, no more development happening, it would take us 20 years to figure out all of the implications, third order, fourth order consequences of working with AI at scale. So you are in a fluid space. That means you need to embrace uncertainty and then be very strategic, very deliberate about where are the areas where I want to make sure that I'm certain. That's where you embed human in the loop, or is where you combine the different AI technologies like machine learning, like generative models, like other capabilities in AI to then achieve a desired correct outcome. You can't have fairy tale numbers in the boardroom, but sometimes when you scale, achieving 99.9% is good enough. And having a deliberate strategic understanding of the difference between those two is really important to succeed in AI.
You mentioned human in the loop, which is very important. And my next question would be, what are your thoughts on AI-human collaboration, and what do you think about AI? Will AI replace humans?
Of course it will. It will replace humans in the jobs that we have today, just like every other great leap of technology replaced what we previously did. And it will open up the doors for us to be augmented and work in entirely new ways. It's already doing it today. There are so many things that you had to do just 5 or 10 years ago that are no longer needed, that just aren't done anymore because of machine learning. We're starting to see it with generative models as well. We're going to see it even more when we scale that in neurosymbolic AI that combine the two and the symbolic layer at an enterprise. So absolutely, it is going to take away a lot of jobs that aren't needed anymore, but those people are certainly going to have a very important job to do, because their job's going to make sure that they are the data strategists, the data custodians, the data implementers, the people who are working actionably with data and can help put it in a context together with the machine. And that duality, that's the exciting future that we're looking into. I can't wait to see how it shakes out, but I'm very positive. I'm very positive and optimistic about it.
Thank you for sharing that. And as a final touch of this talk, what would one word be to describe the Data Innovation Summit?
I think I'll quote the chairman. Quorum. We are at a quorum. We have the people that we need in this room at this conference. It's a fascinating, wonderful conference to be at, because you have all of the different voices and skills that we need in order to succeed and make this dream a reality. It's a quorum.
Thank you very much, David. Thank you.
Thank you.